They call it the tip of the spear, the iron fist of the army, a 60-ton beast designed to dominate the earth. But to understand the beast, you have to crawl inside its belly. For the gunner, it is a video game. He sees thermal targets, crosshairs, distance. For the commander, it is a chessboard. He sees the horizon. But for the driver, a man who moves the monster, there is no horizon, there is no sky, there is only the slit. A rectangle of thick ballistic glass, 3 inches tall, 12 inches wide. That is your entire world. That is your universe. You are strapped into a reclining chair, buried under layers of depleted uranium and composite armor. You are the most protected man on the battlefield, yet you are the most vulnerable, because you are blind. A human being relies on peripheral vision to survive. It is our evolutionary alarm system. Motion to the side triggers a reaction, but inside the hull, that instinct is surgically removed. You see 10% of the battlefield, 90% is a void. People think driving a tank is power. It's not. It's claustrophobia weaponized. You don't know what's to your left. You don't know what's to your right. You could have an RPG team standing 10 feet away from your tracks, and unless the commander calls it out, you're dead. You're just waiting for the loud bang that ends your life. The slit is a liar. It flattens depth. It hides ditches. It obscures movement. When the hatch is closed, buttoned up, the isolation is total. You are no longer a soldier. You are a biological gear. When you lose your sight, your other senses go into overdrive. But inside the hull, your senses betray you. The noise is deafening, a constant grinding scream of the turbine engine that penetrates your headset. You can't hear the enemy. You can't hear footsteps. You can't hear the screams of the people outside. Then comes the dirt, the dust, the oil, the rain. The vision block, your single eye, gets fouled. Suddenly, the 10% becomes 5%, then 0. You are driving a 60-ton battering ram at 40 miles per hour, effectively blindfolded. There was a storm outside Nasiriyah. The dust turned everything orange. My periscope was useless. I had to drive by feeling the road vibrations through the seat of my pants. I wasn't driving anymore. I was praying. This is the first layer of the nightmare. The realization that you are entirely dependent on the voice in your ear, the commander. He sits in the turret above you. He is your eyes. He is your God. The cable connecting your headset to the intercom system is your umbilical cord. If that comm system fails, you are alone in the dark. The trust must be absolute. If he says drive off a cliff, you drive. If he says stop, you freeze. But there is a delay, a terrifying lag between his eyes seeing the threat, his brain processing it, his mouth speaking it, and your hands reacting. In that split second, lives are lost. You learn to listen to the tone of his voice. If the commander is calm, you're okay. If his pitch goes up, if he starts screaming, your heart stops. You don't know why he's screaming. You can't see the missile coming. You just hear the fear. Helplessness. That is the driver's burden. The crew in the turret can fight back. They have machine guns. They have the main cannon. The driver has nothing but the gas pedal. His only weapon is momentum. And then there is the physical reality of the road. When you drive a car, you feel a pothole. You feel a speed bump. In a tank, the suspension is designed to smooth out the roughest terrain. It floats over trenches. It crushes cars like soda cans. But the driver feels everything, not through the wheel, but through the chassis,
through the spine. Veteran drivers develop a sixth sense for what is under their tracks. They learn the difference in vibration between concrete, sand, and something soft. That's the thing nobody talks about, the softness. When you run over a barrier, it's a metallic crunch. Rock is a jagged impact. But bodies don't crunch. They squish. There is a slight resistance, a muffled thud, and then the track slips just a little. Urban combat is the driver's hell. In the open desert you can see for miles. In the city, the war is inches away. The enemy hides in the rubble. Civilians hide in the rubble, and the dead are everywhere. The orders are clear. Do not stop. If you stop, you become a coffin. If you stop, the RPGs fly. So you keep moving. The commander yelled, "Forward!" I saw them through the block. Just a flash. Not soldiers, just people. Lying there. Maybe dead, maybe not. I keyed the mic. I said, "Sir, there's bodies." He didn't hesitate. He screamed, "Run them over! If we stop, we die! Go!" The choice is binary. The lives of your crew or the sanctity of the dead. It is a logical choice, but logic doesn't stop the nightmares. To survive the slit, you have to disconnect. You have to convince yourself that the shapes in the glass aren't human. They are geometry. They are obstacles, speed bumps. But the blindness makes it worse. If you could see the whole picture, maybe you could swerve, maybe you could navigate. But with only that 10% view, you have no context. You feel the thump-thump of the tracks, but you can't look back. You never see what you leave behind. You can't look in the rearview mirror. There isn't one. You just keep your eyes on that 3-inch strip of glass and pretend you didn't feel the track lift up. You pretend it was a mattress or a sandbag. You lie to yourself. The driver's compartment becomes a confession booth where no one speaks. You sit in the dark, bathed in the green glow of the instrument panel, trying to suppress the sensation in your hands and feet. Then night falls. The blindness deepens. The vision block is swapped for a thermal enhancer. The world turns into a green phosphor ghostland. In the green display, heat glows white. A running engine is white. A burning barrel is white. A human body is bright white. It's haunting. You see these white glowing shapes on the ground. You know what they are. You have to drive through them, and as you get closer, they disappear under the nose of the tank. You lose sight of them 10 feet before you hit them. That waiting, that 3 seconds of blindness before the impact. The mission ends. The engine dies. The ringing in your ears remains. But the ritual isn't over. Now comes the maintenance. You have to clean the machine. You have to pull the debris out of the sprockets. That's when the lie breaks. You can't pretend it was a sandbag when you're pulling a boot out of the track tensioner. You don't say anything. You just hose it off. You watch it wash away. The gunner kills from a distance. The driver kills with contact. It is intimate, it is tactile, and it is washed away with a hose, leaving only the memory. The psychological toll is distinct. It is known as driver's stress. It is a specific form of PTSD born from helplessness and forced participation. The driver feels like an executioner who had no choice. I still check the road when I drive my truck back home. I see a plastic bag on the highway and I swerve. I panic. My wife asks me what's wrong. How do I tell her? How do I tell her that I'm afraid the plastic bag is going to make that thumping sound? The slit follows them home. The limited field of view becomes a tunnel vision in life. Technology advances. We have drones, satellites, and digital maps, but the position of the driver hasn't changed in 100 years. You are still a man in a box, peering through a slit, guessing at the world. It is a relationship of hate and love. The armor protects you from bullets, it keeps you alive, but it also traps you with your demons. The drive back is the hardest. The adrenaline fades. The vibrations numb your legs. The silence returns. You wonder who they were. Soldiers, civilians, fathers. You will never know. You never saw their faces. You only saw the obstacle. You only felt the bump. I never looked. I made sure I never looked. If I looked, I'd have to carry it. But I carried it anyway. My hands remember. My feet remember.